Okay, this is Unit 9. We're going to continue on working on our hotel room drawing. And as you notice on Unit 9, you will need to download the files that you see, and you'll also need to open up your hotel drawing, your last hotel drawing. We will be talking about how to create blocks for a library, how to change properties of geometry, how to set the color, the line type, and the line weights. All right, so we're going to open up our hotel room and go to Model Space. And here is our hotel drawing. And since we're going to start adding furniture, I'm going to make my current layer a firm. And so you'll have a set of AutoCAD drawings that we're going to draw that we need for this this room, and then plus we have some blocks as well. So let's start by creating our AutoCAD blocks. And it's good to have a folder somewhere on your desktop if you do a lot of AutoCAD drawings to have a library of objects that you can use over and over again, and you don't have to create it. That way, you have more time to draw. You make more money that way. So let's start with the desk. We're going to take line. We're going to make sure that our ortho is on and our O snaps are on. So that's F7, F3. We'll zoom in a little bit. We'll click here on the screen. The desk is 1 foot 10 deep. We're going to go to the right 3 feet, down 1 foot 10, and C to close. Whoops, got ahead of myself. 1 foot 10, then C to close. All right, so this is our desk, and we can create a block out of it. So, you know, right now it's individual pieces. We could join it, but if we wanted to use this block again, we can make a block out of it, or use this geometry again. We can make a block out of it by 2 different ways. You can do a block which only lives in this drawing, or you can do a W block which can live in a folder outside of the drawing, and that you can insert into any drawing you're doing. Now, doesn't mean that you can't use this block again. You can open this block and do edit copy, like copy clip, like you do in Microsoft. Copy, and then go to another drawing and do edit paste, and it will live in that drawing. But we'll start with blocks. So we're going to create a block out of this. We're going to type B, enter. B for block. And we have to give it a name. So we'll call this desk. We need to pick a point so that if I call this up again, it will be attached to my cursor. So it doesn't really matter what point you give it, as long as you put a base point on the drawing. Now we need to select the object so that AutoCAD knows what's in that desk drawing. And then all we have to do is hit OK. Now notice when I put my cursor on it, it's one object. If I type in block, B for block, and I go up here, see I have a desk, and I can insert it. So it's been modified, sure. So we're just going to cancel that. Because that's how I can insert another, actually you do insert, sorry. Insert, desk, and I can insert another desk. So I'm going to set the desk right here temporarily. I'll erase this one. Okay, so continue on. Now I'm going to show you another command. If you have a series of squares or rectangles instead of doing line, you can do the rectangle command. So if you click on rectangle, which is right up here by the arc under the draw tab, rectangle, and click on the screen, you have to click on the screen first so that you tell AutoCAD to place it right here. Then it says specify the first corner. So I'm going to do at. You have to do at, and that's the symbol like you use in like your email or so on and so forth. All right, so we're going to do the nightstand. So I'm going to start with 1 foot 6, then comma, sort of like when we do drawing limits, and then the other measurement is 1 foot 10. Enter. So now I have a nightstand that's 1 foot 6 by 1 foot 10. I'm going to have to rotate that so it looks like that. Now I can do the other type of block. So if I type in W, it's the right block command. And so what I will do is first give it a point to insert it. And then I will select the object, much like the block command, except this time I need to tell AutoCAD that I want to put it in a destination. So I will click the little button with the 3 dots, and I will locate my CAD folder. And this is my nightstand, so I will name it, save it. So I've picked the point, I've selected the object, I've given it a name and a path where AutoCAD will send it. And then I will hit OK. So once I hit OK, notice up here in the left-hand corner you'll see and you have to really pay attention or you'll miss it. It's like a flash. It will show that it's wrote the block, so you get like a little tiny preview. So I'm going to hit OK, and yep, up here in the corner I had that tiny preview, so I know I've done it right. So to make sure, I'm going to go up here to Insert, click Insert, and it's not there. What I'm going to have to do is click More Options, Browse, find my Week 9 folder, my Unit 9 folder here, and there's my nightstand. Open, OK, and then I can place it here in the room. And then I notice when you draw a rectangle, when you use the rectangle command, it is already a block that has all the, when you put your cursor on it, all the lines highlighted. So it's not separate lines when you use the rectangle command. It's separate lines when you use the line command. All right, so let's continue. We've got our coffee table. I'm going to use the rectangle command again. I'll click on the screen, do at 3 foot 6, comma 1 foot 10. All right, so I'm going to do block, name it, select it, okay. I think that desk goes in here. All right, desk, rectangle, at 4 foot 6, comma 2 foot 8. B, desk 2. If I do desk 1, it would change that desk. So you can't have blocks named the same name. It has to have its own identity. Okay, the end table, 2 foot, comma, 2 foot. Try that again. At 2 foot, comma, 2 foot. Okay, block. And then our last thing is the dresser. So insert, oops, rectangle at 3 foot 10.5, comma, 1 foot 10. And we'll do block, dresser. All right. We've created some of our drawings. Now, let's start by, we're going to start in this bedroom. So if you go up to Insert, let's try this Insert block, Browse, and our bedroom is right here. So we're going to hit Open, okay, and then place our bedroom here. Now, I have all these blocks that were pre-drawn that I got from a website, so I didn't have to draw those. And then I inserted it into a drawing as a group, and saved it. When I insert it in, it comes as when it's in as one big group. So to be able to use the individual pieces and move them around as needed, I'm going to have to explode the group. So I go up here to explode is right under the eraser, or you can type in EX for explode. And I click on it and then hit enter. Now, it doesn't look like it did anything, but if you put your cursor on the drawings, they're now individual blocks. If I were to explode again, let's say this chair, now it becomes all individual pieces, and I have to be careful. If I move something, I might miss something, so I'm going to undo that. And remember, you can undo by doing this arrow up here, or you can do U enter. And now I get, so not all is lost. I haven't, I don't have to start over. I could just do, undo it and have my chair. Okay, so looking at our floor plan, the bed will be located here on this back wall. So the bed needs to face this direction. We'll have to rotate it. So rotate, select it, pick a base point, click. You can turn on your F8, and you don't have to worry about it being crooked when you rotate it. So I'm pulling my cursor to the left, or I can type in 180, enter. And now I can move my bed by the midpoint to the midpoint of this back wall. Then I want to move it slightly off. And now I've placed my bed, so then I can place my bedside tables. I'm going to first place each one by the corner, to the corner of the bed frame, and then I can move it out just slightly. I'm just going to eye it. I'm not going to get caught up in it has to be a certain distance. And then this is a table lamp. I'm going to move it by the center of the circle. So if I get close to the center, I get that white cross. Click. And then I get the center of this table. Then I can copy. So C, enter, or go up here and click copy. I'm going to use the base point of this table and put it on the same base point on the other table, and then enter, click and enter, and I have it exactly how I have it over here. Okay, this item is the shelf in the closet. So what I did was I moved it by this back end point to the back of the closet. Okay, there's my dresser. So I have a desk in the bedroom. Now I can attach them to by their corners, and then I can move them away from each other. That way they're lined up. As long as I have my ortho on, they're lined up. Okay, the chair, we will rotate it. So rotate, click the chair, enter, pick a base point, click, and then I can move my cursor to the left, or I can type in 180, and then I'll move that in front of the desk. And then here's my TV, midpoint back here to the center of the chest of drawers. This is a luggage rack. And this is our window treatment. I kind of want that to be on the center. Okay, window treatment. That would be a cornice board with, that's the square lines here, and then the curvy lines are the draperies. So now we have in our bedroom. This is pretty exciting. Okay, so let's go on a little further. Let's insert block, browse. Let's choose the sitting room area. Open. Okay. Right. So we will have to explode that because it came in as a group. Explode. And let's move this out of the way. Let's see. That was the desk, this was the coffee table, and this was an end table. Okay, so we're going to move we'll move the sofa right here. Let's put in our window treatment first. Okay, let's try it this way. Yeah, I think it fits the whole entire area. So, there we go. Window treatment. end table, we will rotate our chair 90 degrees. So I'm going to click somewhere on the chair and drag my cursor up. So first I'm going to just kind of slightly place that chair off of the window treatments there. And see, I'm leaving a little gap. You don't want to put furniture on the walls. And I will scoot this just a tad. And then that shows me where the end table needs to go. Okay. This is a table lamp. So it'll go right here. And this is a floor lamp. We'll move that over here beside the chair. So now I've got my ortho on and I can only move down or straight. I can only move in straight lines, so I'll have to turn my ortho off for a few minutes. I'll place my floor lamp right here. Okay, now here's my coffee table. A coffee table should be 18 inches from a sofa. So in order to do that, I could do it one of two ways. I can draw a construction line like so, and I can offset it 18 inches and then move my table to that edge like that. Or I can place my coffee table right here on the edge of the sofa, then move, enter, pick the base point right here, so where the two meet. Then I can do the at symbol, 18 less than, and that's by the M, so shift less than 270, enter. So then that moves it 18 inches as well. And I got 270 from the degrees. A circle is 360 degrees. 0 starts at the right. When you go up 90 degrees, there's 90, 180, 270, and back to 0. So 270 is down, 0's to the right, 90's up, 180's to the left. All right. Okay, here's my desk. With a chair. Now, I could rotate this around, or I could copy this one right here. That's the sink. Whoops. For the coffee bar, ice bucket, glasses, ice bucket, coffee mugs, coffee maker. All right, here I need a phone for the desk. Let's rotate that around. Turn back on my ortho. Let's put a copy this lamp. Turn back off my ortho. Turn back on. TV for this area. So let's copy this chest of drawers. Right. You don't have to rotate that around. Okay. I know it's quite a lot of furniture for a small room. Let's move this. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know how hotel rooms are. Okay. Let's undo that a minute. We can change. So let's say we wanted this to be a a flat screen TV hung on the wall. So let's explode it. And we can erase portions of it. Okay, so we can now, if we do list, we can say, okay, the name of that block is flat screen TV. And so we can now do B, enter, flat screen TV 2. Pick a point right here in the middle of the back, select it, hit OK. Now let's hang it on the wall here. Much better. It gives a lot more room in this hotel room. It's cramped enough. Okay. Alright, so now we have a built-in counter right here. And let's, counter cabinet is 24 inches deep, so we're going to offset 24. And we're going to offset this, let's try 48, so offset 48. Let's give it 12 more. And then we're going to fill it. And this needs to be, so we're going to click on it. This needs to be on the A millwork base. Millwork is cabinetry that's built off-site and installed, built off-site in a cabinet shop and installed on the job. Okay, so the sink, our cabinet will have a sink. And then we'll move our coffee maker, our ice bucket, and our coffee mugs. It's our little entertainment center. In that area. Okay, one more room to go. So we're going to insert block, browse, Looking at our bathroom blocks, open, okay. Alright, so it came in as a group. We're going to explode it. Alright, the vanity, we're going to move the vanity down first. Then the tub. And do that, I left the faucet and the toilet. Alright, the toilet is facing, let's do the bathtub first. We're going to rotate the bathtub and move it into place by this corner right here. Okay, excellent. Let's change. Okay, that looks good. So we rotated it. The faucet will be right here, the shower head, and located it right here. We're going to rotate the toilet around. Make sure your ortho's on. Okay, a toilet is always 18 inches on center from an object. So offset, O, enter, 18, 1, 8. Click the line, go to the left, and then we'll move the toilet by the midpoint here to where that line is. So 18 inches on center from a wall or an object. And we can scoot that over just a tad so we have plenty of room. Okay? Our vanity, we're going to rotate it around and move it. Don't forget the faucets. So we need to make a correction to our floor plan. So we can do that by using the stretch command. So stretch command is right up here, and you have to include the edges, the ends of the line in your window. So I'm going to click here and conclude the edges of this line, and this line. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to click on the line there. I'm going to drag it down. Okay, so let's hit escape. I don't need to add this. So let's do stretch again. Before I hit enter, I'm going to hold down the shift key and click off my vanity. I didn't need the vanity to be in that. So if I had accidentally hit something else, all I have to do before I hit the enter button is hold down the shift key and click it off. So now I hit enter, pick this as a base point, and then drag my cursor down to the end of my vanity, and I have corrected the mistake I made. Alright, so the vanity is in, and we have one more drawing. So if I insert, lock, browse, and here are my doors. Click OK. I need to explode it. Since I drew these, I'm going to erase this. Okay, so this is the door to the heating and cooling unit. So if I draw a line here and here, I can move that by the midpoint, and then I can erase that yellow line, and then I can move my closet doors in. Okay, so let's make a correction here. Again, we're going to do stretch and get a window over the edges of this wall. Click here and drag it down to this line. So I made a correction to my closet. Okay, so again, if you make a mistake, you don't have to start over. You can use different commands to make corrections to your drawing. Once you place the furniture in, it's a good time to make corrections and get it to the contractor before they start. So hopefully you get the opportunity to put the furniture in before they start construction. Sometimes you don't. All right, so what we need to do, a couple more things, is we're going to talk about properties, the color of items. You want to make sure that the color corresponds to the color of the layer. Now I can go in and change the color of my interior walls since they're red. If I get real confused about what's interior and what's exterior, I can change the color of that layer. You never want to change the color right here. That's just an incorrect Autocad way of doing things. You change the color in the layer. Line types, there are different line types. So, for instance, if we go to A wall, A millwork B, that's the base cabinets. Let's change A millwork B. Okay, so that's A millwork B. Let's change our line weight, our layer to A millwork wall. So line. Okay. So if you notice, if you get really close to A millwork W, you'll notice that it's a dashed line. See, right? If you get far away, if you print it, it won't look dashed. So you have to set the scale of the dash in your drawing. You do that by typing in LT SCALE, line type scale, and it's always set at 1. Let's try 48 or 1/4 inch, and now I can see my dashed lines. You can change the property of a line. Let's say that, and why you would use a dashed line is it shows that something is underneath an object or above an object. Like wall cabinets are 12 inches in depth and base cabinets are 24, so you would show the wall cabinets in a dashed line so you could recognize there's 2 different types of cabinets on that wall. You can change the property of a line, the line type. If I wanted to have a dashed line here, but it wanted to stay on the A millwork B, you could do it that way. Let's undo that. And you can load line types by going here at the properties and click other, and then if you hit load, you have all these different types of line types loaded into Autocad. So hit OK. Alright, so what we're going to do is erase this line that I've drawn. I'm going to do zoom all. And if I look at my floor plan tab, you'll see now I have furniture. Under my furniture tab, I have furniture. Well, I don't want to show furniture on the floor plan. This is just for the contractor to build the walls. So I'm going to double click inside. I'm going to go up here to my layer command, and where I see a fern, and this is another reason why you definitely want to make sure all your blocks are drawn on the correct layers. I can freeze it, but if I go to my furniture layout tab, my furniture will be frozen there. or turned off there. So what we want to do is we only want to freeze it in that viewport. So we're going to click the sheet of paper with the sun, turn it into a snowflake, click. See, now all my furniture has been turned off. I can double click here, and so now the contractor sees that he's got to install some cabinetry, some plumbing, uh, and then we have a furniture layer with our furniture on it. So you'll want to save your drawing and post the drawing to Unit 9, and I will see you again. Thanks.